In this training in our series, we're going to be reviewing expenses in Voyant. There is no hard and fast rule about what you enter as a goal versus an expense. Goals are trackable expenses in Voyant, so they do function as an expense in the plan. You can see here that we have them standing out in the plan, and you can see their progress in the plan, but be sure that you either choose to enter an expense as either a goal or an expense and not both, or you'll double up your expenses in the plan. In this example, I'm going to go to my plus button and enter in my client's general living expenses for the pre-retirement years. I'm going to go to my expenses tile and go to multi-year expenses, and I'm going to give this expense a name. General living expenses, $75,000. This is not a tax deductible expense. This is a basic living expense, which means that the software will prioritize it as the highest priority and will inflate it 3% year on year. I'm going to go to timing, and since we've already entered a retirement expense goal, I'm going to make sure that this one ends at retirement so that we're not doubling up their living expenses in the retirement stage. I'm also going to go to my down arrow here rather than just clicking done, and I'm going to save and add another. And I'm going to enter in another, which is buy a new car every 5 years. I'm going to give this an estimated budget of $25,000, which will inflate every 3 years. And in order to make sure that this appears in the plan every 5 years, I'm going to go to timing, and there's an option down here that says expense frequency. And you'll notice that by default we do it 1 year, every 1 year, but I'm going to change this to every 5 years, and you can decide when this starts and stops. So rather than having it start this year, I'm going to have this start next year, and we're going to give this a event icon, and I'm going to have it end when this slowing down event is in the plan. So we're going to have that be our end event. So you can see now this is our start event and this is our end event. So this event will occur every 5 years between Paul's age 52 and his age 78. So I'm going to click done to save. And we can see now that we've got a bump in our expenses every 5 years in the plan, plus this family vacation. And we've got that family vacation as a luxury expense. So you can see that blue line there denoting that this is a luxury expense. And then we've got a bump in our expenses when we have another car purchase, and then every year where there's a car purchase thereafter, and then that ends right before that slowing down event. And you can see we don't have anything but red in the chart for now because we don't have any assets in the plan. You can also go to year view to see the details behind these expenses, and we can look at the expenses chart and see those general living expenses in the pre-retirement years. We can see that car purchase. We can go over to the family vacation and see that goal here, and then over to the other bump in the chart where we have that next car purchase, and all the way over to when we're in the retirement goal and that very last car purchase. I hope this has been helpful. Remember that if you have questions while you're working in a plan, you can always click the name of your client in the top right, select request support, enter your question into the text box, and share client access. Thanks for listening.